Topic of the day, MYGA secrets, what you need to know. Hi, I'm Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent and the top seller of these MYGAs on the planet because I love them, they're simple. But let's get to the secrets after this. So if you're not familiar with MYGAs, let me go through it very quickly. Multi-year guarantee annuity, that's what MYGA stands for. It's the annuity industry's version of a CD. It's very simple. There's no moving parts. There's no market attachments. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to get a guaranteed interest rate for a specific period of time that you choose. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's CDs. Now, the difference between a CD, primary difference, and a MYGA is in a non-IRA account, MYGA interest compounds tax deferred. In most cases, there are some simple interest ones out there, but most of them are compound interest products, but you do not have to pay taxes on that interest on an annual basis like you would with a CD in a non-IRA setting. That doesn't make MYGAs better than CDs. In fact, CDs are from the standpoint of just the backing, FDIC insurance backing CDs is the best coverage on the planet. Multi-year guarantee annuity should be purchased for the claims paying ability of the carrier. There are state guarantee funds that back them up to a certain level, but you should always and primarily look at the claims paying ability. So that's what a MYGA is. If you're not familiar with that, multi-year guarantee annuity is the annuity industry version of a CD. So I get the question all the time, how far out should I lock in the MYGA? I mean, how far out should I go? At the time of this taping, I'm telling people 5 years is kind of the max. Can you go farther than that? Yeah, you could lock in a 10-year MYGA, a 10-year annual guaranteed rate. But what we're seeing is that the carriers are not rewarding you for locking your money up further than that. I just call it basic yield curve analysis. Is, where's the sweet spot? Where does that stop? And right now, at the time of this taping, 5 years is really the sweet spot for MYGA purchases. Now you can go shorter than that duration, but people always ask me all the time, should I do a 5-year only? Should I go out to 10? Sometimes in a laddering standpoint where someone says, hey, I want to ladder $400,000, we might do like a 3-year, a 4-year, a 5-year, and then a 7-year MYGA just as part of that ladder. But typically, as a standalone, I wouldn't want you to buy the 7-year just because it's a longer duration. I don't think you need to do that. But in a MYGA ladder, it might fit. But if you're just saying, Stan, I just want to buy the top interest rate I can at the duration that you think is as farthest out I can go, current time of this taping, that's 5 years. So how short of a duration MYGA can you buy? At the time of this taping, typically, again, it says on a state-by-state basis because MYGAs are fixed annuities and each state regulates fixed annuities. So when you go to my site in the MYGA feed and put in your state of residence and duration, some will show the short terms and some won't. But right now, 2 years is as short a term as we're seeing. Now, in the past, there used to be 1-year MYGAs, but those have kind of been pulled at the time of this taping. In current interest rate environment, there are no 1-year MYGAs available, but 2-year is the shortest duration that we have currently, and there's not a lot of carriers. There's just a handful of carriers that offer a 2-year MYGA, where the sweet spot is from a short-term duration. If you said, Stan, I really want a lot of choices, but I want a short-term duration, that's the 3-year MYGA. The 3-year MYGA, there's a lot of carriers that are offering very good rates, annual rates at the 3-year level, so you're going to lock it in for 3 years and get an annual interest rate. So yes, you can go as short as 2 years, but 3 years is kind of the sweet spot for the shortest duration. So what are the surrender charges on a MYGA? So let's say, for instance, you bought a 5-year MYGA. What are the surrender charges? Typically, most 5-year MYGAs are 9%, 8%, 7%, 6%, 5%, declining over those years of how long you're holding it. Now, that doesn't hold true across the board, but the majority are like that. Bottom line with surrender charges with MYGAs, they're predatory, they're tough, they're high, because you're locking in that interest rate contractually, and what the annuity company doesn't want you to do, because they're contractually guaranteed that interest rate, they don't want you to pivot, okay? They just don't want you to, well, just send me my money. No, that's the reason the surrender charges are high. The other thing about surrender charges, very, very, very important, and you have to know your policy and you have to work with me, the annuity man, and I'll tell you and keep you informed. Some companies, let's just take the 5-year MYGA example again. Some companies at the end of the term will automatically unless you contact them, and we're going to contact them, unless you contact them, they're going to lock in that 5-year surrender charge again. But some don't. Some will not lock in at all. It'll just be, getting an interest rate that they declare at that point in time, but there's no surrender charge. Bottom line is you have to know what you're buying. Bottom line is you have to understand the policy. Bottom line is you have to deal with somebody, me, that fully understands these products, that deals on a daily basis with these companies, and that will make sure that exactly what you want to happen happens. So what's the best site to find the best MYGA rates, the highest MYGA rates? Spoiler alert, mine, theannuityman.com. You can go there and shop around 24/7, 365. You don't have to sign up. We're not trying to capture your email as you sign up for the MYGAs. We're not trying to do that. We want you to shop on your own terms. We want you to see the current rates. And we represent pretty much every carrier out there that's in the MYGA space. So the one thing you have to understand, these rates change. They don't give us a heads up typically that when they change. The only way to lock in a MYGA rate, let's just say you're on that feed and you go, boy, first of all, I really like Stan's site. Second of all, I really like this MYGA feed, but I like that rate. I want that rate, Stan the Annuity Man. How do I lock in that rate? Can I just call you and we lock it in? Yes, with an application. And that's not a sales pitch. We have to go through the application process. The annuity company has to issue a policy number. Once that policy number is issued, that rate is locked in, and then you have to get the money to the carrier at a specific time period, of which my staff will tell you about. But that's how it works. Now, once the MYGA is issued, this is very important, you're going to get a physical policy in most cases. Not all cases, but in most cases. At the time of this taping, we're going through COVID, so some companies are sending digital if you want a digital type policy. But most of the time, I'm going to get the policy first. I'm going to review it for accuracy. I'm going to overnight it to you. Once you receive it, you do have a free look time period, which I'm going to tell you right now. This is one of the best things the annuity industry has. Regardless of the annuity type that you buy, there's a free look time period, which means that you don't even have to give a reason. You can get your money back if you contact me, or primarily the carrier, but if you contact us, we'll contact the carrier for you and they'll send your money back. Let's just give you an example. I had a guy call the other day. We went through the process, sent him the specimen policy, and then had the discussions. He bought the MYGA. I got the policy and reviewed it. It was accurate. I overnighted it to him and he got it. And 2 days later, he calls me. He goes, Stan, I got to apologize. I got to free look the policy and get my money back because we had something in the family happen and I'm not going to be able to lock in the money. Perfect. That's how the free look period works, and that's fine. Just understand that once you get the policy, the clock's ticking, and every state has a different time period for free look. We will help you with that, but understand that we're cool with you free looking the policy. If something happens or you change your mind or you don't want to lock it in, that's okay as well. Hey, don't forget to go to my site, theannuityman.com, and look at the MYGA feed for the best rates. Just put in your state and put in your duration, and do me one more favor. Book a call with me. Let's talk about it. Let me answer all of your questions in full. And with that, I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.